Hi, happy spring everyone. Welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, March 21st through Sunday, March 27th. So there are a few aspects this week. The first one is on Monday, March 21st, and it is Mercury in Pisces conjuncts Jupiter in Pisces. And on Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius squares Uranus in Taurus. On Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury in Pisces conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. And on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. And on Sunday, March 27th, Mercury moves into Aries. Okay, so I'd like to thank all my subscribers for your continued support. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, be sure to like and share it and comment. And don't forget, to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell where you'll be notified each time I upload something. I'm about ready to sneeze, sorry. Allergies are very bad right now. Anyway, also check out my monthly forecast and look in the description box below there. There's two links there. One is called Ask Me a Question. It's for people who only want to know maybe one or two things about their chart, but if you would like to know more, there's a link also to my website where you can get more information on chart services that I offer. Okay, so now for your forecast. Hi Libra. Okay, so on March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your 6th house conjuncts Neptune in Pisces in your 6th house. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury in Pisces in your 6th house conjuncts Neptune in Pisces in your 6th house. Okay, so all this is happening. We've got Mercury conjuncting both Jupiter and Neptune within just a few days of each other in your 6th house of the workplace, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, your work schedule. It's also your house of health and your house of service. Okay, so, obviously there's something going on here. Having Jupiter here, though, does kind of lighten the mood a little bit wherever it is that you work. Even if you don't work at all, there's still something possibly going on in your life that, in regards to, let's say, like helping someone or service. Let's put it that way, okay? This could even be like, taking in like foster pets, like cats or dogs, from some shelter or whatever, taking care of them until they're old enough to be adopted, whatever, something like that. You could agree to something like this at this time, as far as this being the house of service to others. Okay, this is just one of the things, because small pets also fall in this category. Or you could agree to watch someone's animals, while they're away. Maybe they'll come and actually stay with you, and turns out to be a much bigger deal than you expected, even though they're paying you for it, probably. This animal could end up being a real, I don't want to say terror, but just like something you weren't expecting. A lot more trouble than you thought they would be for something so little, huh? Aren't they all? Anyways, as far as the workplace goes, though, you could have like somebody there, let's say like a boss, a supervisor or somebody management, make some big exciting announcement about all these wonderful things that's coming, to the company and blah, blah, blah. But that Mercury conjunct Neptune there, right? Just a few days later, it means that they're not telling you everything. They're glossing over something or other that's pretty important. You know what I mean? They want you to see, with Jupiter here, it's the big picture. Okay, that's what Jupiter does. It makes you think big. You get to the end result without the steps that you take to get there. Even though you do that, somewhere down the line, but you have that your eye on the surprised, you know, on the end result. So a lot of times you're not paying too attention to the details, but in this case you probably should, because they may even ask for volunteers, you know, to try this or that out, something new, some kind of new policy, or new location, go to a new location, you know, within the company, if it's like another part of the city or whatever, something like that, during this time in regards to your work, okay? Try not to agree to something. Ask if you have to, though. Ask tons of questions. Make sure you know exactly what the end result is going to be, how it's going to affect you somewhere down the line, because it could even mean like you're spending more money just to get to work, or something or other. You know, there's some kind of an arrangement that just isn't in your favor, too much in your favor, okay? So on Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius in your 5th house squares Uranus transiting in your 8th house of Taurus, which isn't too bad, okay? The 5th house is the house of fun and entertainment and romance and creativity, and having Mars here means that you're making up for lost time, you know, you're trying to have some fun, you're in the mood at least to have some fun. And the square to Uranus in your 8th house of other people's money and resources and debt, you know, credit card debt and bank accounts and stuff like that. It's just a little bit of a reminder that maybe you don't have the money that you would like to spend on a good time. That's all. That's all, you know, or maybe you are sharing, you know, the whatever it is that you're paying for in order to have a good time. Maybe you're sharing it with a close partner. It could be a romantic partner, you know, but maybe they've decided they don't want to do this, or they don't want to do that, or you know, that why spend the money on something like that. So it's just kind of like one of those things, is just feeling maybe a little bit restricted when it comes to having a good time, because you're not able to spend the money. More or less, it looks like, because you have to check with someone else first, if you're allowed to do that, okay? So on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your 6th house, sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 4th house of Capricorn. So this is a nice aspect from, you know, the workplace, or your, whatever, your daily schedule, let's put it that way, to your 4th house of home. Maybe you're able to work from home. Maybe it could be just this one day, or it could be something that you're setting up, you know, if that's what you prefer, wanting to work from home. But or you could just be taking work home, something or other. You know, you could also have a co-worker there, or even your company, if they have like furniture or something that they're not using. Somebody could give that to you to take home for your place. So rather than get rid of it, why not give it to someone that can use it, right? Okay, so for Scorpio, on Monday, March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your, let's see here, 5th house, conjuncts Jupiter, also in your 5th house of Pisces. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury again in Pisces in your 5th house, conjuncts Neptune in Pisces in your 5th house. So we have Mercury in your 5th house of fun and romance and speculation and entertainment of any kind, sports, games, children, anything to do with children, or childish things even, but it's creativity and big romance house, okay? So it's conjuncting Jupiter and Neptune just a day or so apart. So what you have here is in romance, something really good, you know, really kind of, it could even be a little bit of a breakthrough as far as conversation, making big plans with someone. It could, even if it's not for romance, it could be in some kind of collaboration for like a creative project or something like that, or just making plans to possibly do some traveling, you know, to a fun destination or something. But this Mercury conjunct Neptune is a little bit of a white lie, a little bit of deception going on here. In regards to romance, it's not that somebody's lying to you, possibly. They're just not telling you everything. Somebody's not coming completely clean about themselves, you know, their background, their family, their anything. You know, they could, you know, at first you could have thought this was like all mysterious, you know, when you first met them, and now it's just a pain in the ass because you feel like they're hiding something, and you know what? They probably are. So this would be the good time to like really pry. Yeah, you might have to pry whatever out of them to get the answers that you want to know. Okay, because that's really the only thing I'd have to say about this. You know, as far as speculation goes, that I think is the only good thing that would come out of this Mercury conjunct Neptune. Excuse me, is having a feel, or just like a knowing that, you know, this, you know, if you're at a casino, this machine's going to hit, or if you're playing the lottery, I'm going to play this number, and da-da, you know. So that's actually something that's good, okay? So also here, though, because this is the house of children, one of your kids could be pulling a fast one on you, as far as them telling you what they've been up to. Okay, so I don't know if I'd believe all of it, right? They're leaving something out, but it's probably something that you'd be really pissed about, and that's probably why they're leaving it out. Anyways, on Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius in your 4th house squares Uranus transiting in your 7th house of Taurus. So this isn't too bad. You know, your 4th house is where you live, your home, your family, people you live with, if it's a roommate or whatever. It's also your personal life, your childhood, you know, but it's mainly like your home, where you live. Having Mars here right now makes you really energetic and wanting to change some things there, even if it's physical changes, like, you know, buying new stuff for your home, whatever. But the square to Uranus in your 7th house of close relationships could mean that, you know, maybe you and someone that, you know, a close, well, we'll say a romantic partner, okay, or thinking about moving in together. Maybe that's what this thing is with in the 5th house with these conjunctions to Jupiter and Neptune, you know. Moving in together, or maybe spending time more at one person's place than the other. Something like that. Some kind of an arrangement possibly that you're talking about with a romantic partner, I would have to say. That, you know, maybe isn't going so well. You know, maybe you both want your freedom. You know, maybe you were going to move in together, and now you've changed your mind, something like that. Okay, on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your 5th house, sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 3rd house of Capricorn. So this is a nice transit. Whatever you're doing, you know, this in the 5th house here as far as Mercury goes. Mercury in the 5th house, though, is like the prankster. It's the comic relief, whatever. It's playing jokes on people and finding things funny, you know. So you could actually be, you know, pranking someone at this time, a neighbor, a cousin, relative, something like that, sibling, you know, or that's just like one thing, okay? Other than that, you could be traveling to some kind of destination that is fun, to have fun. Okay? Okay, so for Cancer, on Monday, March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your 9th house conjuncts Jupiter in your 9th house in Pisces. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury in Pisces in your 9th house conjuncts Neptune, also in your 9th house in Pisces. So these very nice conjunctions from Mercury, okay, to Jupiter and Neptune, just a day or so apart. The conjunction to Jupiter on the 21st, I would have to say, brings about some kind of fortunate long-distance communication. This is like a really good time to begin a trip of any kind, or begin anything, but especially, let's say, like even a class or something. But you know, ninth house is long distance travel and communication. So, or it's the written word also. You know, it's media and publishing. So this would be like a fantastic time if to have something published or submitted or whatever. Okay. Now Mercury conjunct Neptune. The ninth house is also the house of the law. Okay, many other things, but Mercury conjunct Neptune sometimes is a bit deceptive. It's because, not that someone is deliberately trying to deceive you in any way, it's just that they're not telling you everything. They're not telling you the most important things that are important to you. I believe that they're really leaving them out because you might not go along with whatever it is that they're telling you if you knew them. So if someone is trying to negotiate something with you right now, especially in regards to a legal matter, I really wouldn't sign anything. I wouldn't agree to anything until I thoroughly checked something out. You know what I mean? Just put it on the back burner. Just, you know, tell whomever that you'll have to look over it, or have other people look over it, or something or other. But it could be somebody, you know, just, you know, trying to get you involved in something that you probably wouldn't have even bothered with had you known it was going to be that much of a pain in the ass somewhere down the line. Okay, on Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius in your 8th house squares Uranus transiting in your 11th house of Taurus. So this isn't too bad. You know, 8th house is, it's a money house. Having Mars here means that you're going around, you know, this is other people's money and resources. It's passive money, money coming to you through means other than earning it. So if anybody owes you any money, okay, if you're due a refund or tax refund or insurance payout, anything, you're really, you know, going after it right now. You need it. What's taking so long, right? The square to Uranus in your 11th house. 11th house is many things. Many like your friends and acquaintances. It's your most sociable house, but you know what? It's also your house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So I would have to say that just like anything, all of those things require money to pursue for some odd reason. You know, the best things in life are free, but sure as hell not dreams, hopes, and wishes, right? Never seems that way to me anyway. So you need that money. So if you need, or something of yours that someone has that they borrowed, maybe you need it back, you need, or someone has something that they said they'd always let you have or use, and you need to use it now in order to pursue some kind of goal, okay? On Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your 9th house sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 7th house of Capricorn, and this is actually a pretty good aspect for, you know, your 7th house is your close relationships and partnerships. And this is business, romantic, or even just friends. So let's put it with business-wise. You know, maybe there are, maybe whatever, it doesn't even have to be like a business partner, just somebody that you do business with, or even people that you work with, a company that you work for, or even if you're self-employed, you know. Something possibly doing with expanding, you know, whatever it is that you do, possibly to other countries, you know. The 9th house is the big import-export home house, you know. So just some kind of... also, you know, the 9th house being legal matters, like an arrangement of some kind with a partner that is, I'd have to say it's more or less business related, but it looks like, you know, that maybe that's what was going on at the very beginning of the week with that Mercury conjunct Jupiter and Neptune. And, you know, maybe by the time Saturday rolls around, you know, your business partner or whomever realizes that they're going to have to make some changes or whatever to the agreement that are more in your favor in order to get you to go along with it, right? Okay, so for Leo, on Monday, March 21st, Mercury in Pisces in your 8th house conjuncts Neptune in, Jupiter in Pisces in your 8th house. And on Wednesday, March 23rd, Mercury again in Pisces in your 8th house conjuncts Neptune in Pisces in your 8th house. So you have Mercury conjuncting both Jupiter and Neptune within a few days of each other in your 8th house of other people's money and resources. Okay? So, if you do, having Jupiter here expands this area, your ability to have more money come to you through other means than earning it. Okay? Because this is passive money. So this is the house of inheritances and legacies. So maybe someone has left you something or other, or you're being named in someone's will. This is also the house of like insurance payouts of any kind and legal settlements and refunds, IRS tax returns, things like that. Having Neptune here, though, I've mentioned many times, that you have to keep an eye on like your credit cards and bank statements and stuff like that, and you have to watch out for identity theft and just someone like trying to get at your money. Okay, it's very deceptive having Neptune here. Now with this conjunction for Mercury, it's a little bit of a white lie coming out right now, but what it is it's almost like someone wants you to maybe get in on something with them as far as spending money on something, okay? But they're not telling you everything about whatever's going down, you know what I mean? It could even be that you're just trying to get your money, right? Your money back or your money that was due you, and someone's giving you like a bit of a runaround as to why it's not coming or why you can't have it right now, or what's the holdup, you know what I mean? But any kind of arrangement that you make with someone, even like a creditor at this time, somebody could suck you into some kind of, new credit card that they have out there, or open a bank account at this place and you get like a, I don't know, $100 card or gift card or something. There's some kind of schmeal that they're trying to hand you to get you to sign up for something or agree to something, and it's just they're not telling you everything. Whatever, anything that comes to you at this time in regards to your money or your accounts, just remember something's being held back, okay? Because it's somewhere down the line, it's going to be more of a pain in the ass more than anything. It's not really in your favor. Okay, on Tuesday, March 22nd, Mars in Aquarius in your 7th house squares Uranus transiting in your 10th house of Taurus. So, you have Mars in your opposite sign of Aquarius in your 7th house of close relationships, business, romantic, close friend, open enemies. This is a time where these people are being kind of aggressive towards you. Just whatever. It's more like sometimes manipulative. They're trying to coerce you into doing stuff, whatever. So the square to Uranus in your 10th house of your outer persona and how you're known by reputation, publicly and professionally. Somebody could be just trying to, I don't know, get some kind of reaction out of you, by saying something publicly about you, spreading a rumor or some ridiculous, ridiculous rumor, just to get a charge out of you or something. I have to say, it would probably more or less be on like social media or something. And this could even be, I don't think a past person, really, as far as a past romantic partner, but it just could be, something that you're, it does surprise you a little bit where it's coming from or why. What's the big deal? Why all of a sudden does someone need to, you're just sitting there minding your own business, and then somebody out of the blue just does this. But why? What's the point, right? So on Saturday, March 26th, Mercury in Pisces in your 8th house, sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 6th house of Capricorn. So this is a very nice transit from, to your 6th house of the workplace, co-workers, the kind of work that you do. It's also your house of health and your house of service, but I'd have to go with the workplace just because you just had a square to Uranus in your 10th house of your career. So, it looks to me like somebody is giving you something. Having Mercury in your 8th house of other people's resources and money, okay, means it's a lot of times things are being made available to you. So it could be like a co-worker that's giving you something. I don't think it's necessarily money, but it could be something that they have that they know that you always liked. Maybe they want to get rid of it, and so they're going to gift you with it.